Balotelli, Aguero!
So we're going to start off with, we're just going to go in alphabetical order. We're going to start off with the Adelaide Crows. So as we know, going into this season, the Crows, we knew they were going to be sort of bottom of the table, and they have surprised. They are not bottom four, believe it or not. 14 rounds into the season, they're not bottom four. They are actually sitting in 12th, above my Saints, who were, touted to be top four. So that's very nice. They are also above the likes of Carlton and Collingwood, who would have surprised who would have surprised many in the off season. So they have exceeded expectations. I saw a few comments in the preseason. There is a draftee called Jason Horn, who is a South Australian blonde-haired midfielder, goal-kicking midfielder, who is touted to be top 5. Actually touted to be top 2 at some point. So him and Dacos have been talked about a lot for that number 1 position. And lots of sort of Adelaide fans talking about, we need to take this season just so we can get Horn across. You can imagine what his nickname is. They've actually exceeded expectations. May mean they don't get that sort of top 3 or 4 picks. So at the moment, I think they're actually sitting at pick 7. So really, for the Adelaide Crows at the moment, it's just about getting young talent in. It's as simple as that. So preferably South Australian based, so no one really wants to leave. But they can really just cover all ends of the park with this one. So, they've got obviously the emergence of Jordan Butts down back. They've tried and tested Nick Murray at times. We don't really know where he's at. Daniel Ty is obviously nearing the end of his career. They moved on Kyle Hardigan in the off-season, so a tall defender would be nice. One name that is South Australian and has popped up in recent years is Brennan Cox. Bit of a swing man, so we don't really know where his best foot is at yet, but at the end of the day, Adelaide do also probably need some support up forward for Thilthorpe, and we don't really know where Fogarty's at or Elliot Himmelberg. So Cox, bring him in. You can try and test him at both ends of the ground. Hopefully he nails one. Should do, because he is an immense talent. So that's just one name I'll throw out there. Jake Riccardi as well. I'm probably going to talk about him a few times this podcast, or at least this segment, given we all saw what he could do last season, and he's absolutely killing it in the seconds. Just still can't get a game. So he's one that I'd keep an eye on this off-season, because it's clear that he's got the capability to kick bags as a forward. He has also been tried and tested as a sort of a half-back. So a bit of a versatile swingman there as well. So he's another one that I'm going to throw out there. Dylan Stevens as well is a South Australian drafted a couple of years ago. Just can't quite break into that Swans lineup. A few of the young midfielders have kind of overtaken him, the likes of Chad Warner. I think he was in that same draft. Errol Goulden and stuff as well. So Stevens, don't know how he's going to quite fit into that Swans lineup unless he obviously lifts his form. Obviously, being South Australian, could be a perfect play for the Crows to target.
It's a miracle! Oh, yeah! What about that one? Unbelievable! Balotelli, Aguero!
Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.